Will the Galaxy Note 10 be the phone of the year in 2019? Hey there, friends on YouTube. My name is Jason, sometimes known as the JTL. This is Painfully Honest Tech. Tech so honest it hurts. Thank you so much for being here. If this is your first time, thank you for showing up. If you've been here before, thank you for coming back. I hope that you'll all decide to do the same thing again. Over the past couple of years, actually for the past 3 years, the Note line of phones have been my number one phones, my best phones overall in the years that they were released. The Note 9 last year was my favorite phone. I thought it offered the most bang for the buck, or however you want to say it, but it had a lot of quality features for the money. It was the best all-around phone. Okay? Note 8, I made the same argument. Even the Note 7, let's pour one out for the Note 7, but even the Note 7 was the best phone, and it didn't even actually stay released in the wild. Well, I guess we got the FE edition, but let's just take this as the Note line of phones, in my opinion, have been the most complete phones that have been released over the course of the past few years. And I fully expected the Note 10 to sort of keep that tradition going. I mean, it's the 10th anniversary phone. I don't actually know if it's 10 years, but it's the number 10 phone. So maybe they were going to do something special with it. It's the phone that I think had the most potential this year to do something that hadn't been done. And yes, the phone hasn't been announced officially yet. We don't know everything there is to know about the phone, but we've had enough leaks from enough places that we have a great sense of what the Note 10 is going to be. It looks sexy. It's got almost zero bezel everywhere. It's got that little pinhole in the top of the screen, which doesn't look like it'll be all that bad. The S10 and S10 Plus, their holes in the screen didn't bother me all that much. I would have preferred a no hole punch thing. OnePlus was able to get there with the OnePlus 7 Pro, but they had to do the little pop-up camera thing. And I don't know how I feel about that. Anyway, I fully expected the Note 10 to become the best phone of the year for me this year. And I still want it to be. But I'm nervous. And I'm going to tell you why. Everything that we hear about the Note 10 sounds like potential compromises as opposed to potential improvements. Since the last time that I did a what's the Note 10 going to be like video, some more information has come out. We have now heard that the launch event for the Note 10 is going to be August 7th at the Barclays Center in New York City, Brooklyn, New York, to be specific. We also got some information from Ice Universe that he's one of the more reputable and reliable leakers out there. He said that the Note 10, it looks like it's going to have sound on display as opposed to an earpiece speaker. I haven't used a phone with sound on display yet. There are a couple available out there, maybe a few, and I'm kind of looking forward to seeing what that's like. It will remove the need to have that cutout for the earpiece. I've heard the sound on display speaker is not as loud or as people would want it to be. The Note 10 is, of course, going to have a lot of the features that people who love the Note series have come to know and love, if that makes any sense. I mean, there'll be an S Pen. Maybe there'll be some added features to the S Pen. There was a rumor at one point that the S Pen would become the selfie camera, but it looks like that's not come to pass. It looks like the S Pen is going to be still just the S Pen. You will likely still be able to use it as a remote as you could with the Note 9. And for the first time, we are also going to get 2 versions of the Note. It seems that's the number that I'm hearing most often now. We're going to get the regular Note 10, and then we're going to get the Note 10 Pro. The Note 10 Pro is likely going to start at $1,200 or something like that. I don't know what pro features it might offer other than being bigger. There's nothing really about these phones that is actually professional. They're just usually bigger. The Note 10 is also rumored to remove the Bixby button. In fact, there were rumors that there might be no buttons at all on the Note 10, but still, I hear that the Bixby button is going to be gone. Does that mean Samsung is giving up on Bixby, or will there be another way to access Bixby physically? I know you can access it with your voice, but maybe a squeeze function or something like that. Time will tell. In terms of camera, it looks like the Note 10 is going to have 4 cameras. In addition to the Note Regular and the Note Pro, there's going to be a 5G version that you can get that will be more expensive still. And for many of us in the US and elsewhere, there are just really select places where 5G is even a possibility for you to use. The 5G phones usually offer slightly better specs, like more RAM, more storage, that kind of thing. But is it worth paying that premium for a phone that has a big major feature that you're paying for that you can't use? Of course, we're going to see the Snapdragon 855 chip that we've seen in other new Android phones this year. We'll likely see a better version of the in-display fingerprint reader that we saw on the Galaxy S10, S10 Plus. And of course, something that disappoints me quite a bit and annoys people that I'm so disappointed about it is it looks like the Note 10 is going to be the first Samsung device to launch without a headphone jack. I have long admired Samsung for holding on to the headphone jack for as long as they have. I guess it was going to happen anyway, but they've taken off the headphone jack, if we can trust the number of leaks that we've heard. And there have been a number of different sources who have said the headphone jack is no longer there. Will they give us Galaxy Buds in the box? Will they give us dongle? What will they give us? I don't know. But the headphone jack is gone. So this brings us back to that question. Will the Note 10 keep its streak alive? Will it be the best phone overall for 2019 as it has been for the few years past? Magic 8 Ball says, outcome unclear. Because while it sounds like the Note 10 is going to be a great looking phone that adopts a lot of the same stuff that we've seen in other phones this year, if it's not going to be a seamless, like no hole, no notch display, then OnePlus has already beat them to the punch on that front. And if they're going to lose the headphone jack, that's yet another thing that I think power users like to have the headphone jack. There are plenty of applications where the headphone jack is needed and wanted. Let's say you want to plug a microphone in and do some video recording. Well, you can't do that if you don't have a headphone jack. I typically get to this part of the year and my excitement for the Note devices just starts to ramp up. But over the past few weeks, my hopes have been slightly dampened as opposed to heightened by what I've heard about the Note 10. I hope it's as great a phone as I want it to be, as it could be. I hope it doesn't make too many sacrifices. Of course it's going to have a great screen. Of course it's going to have all the features, the S Pen, etc., that the Note always has had. But will it be as special as the Note devices have been in the past? I may just go out and buy another Note 9 as opposed to wait for the Note 10. The Note 9 is still a great phone. The Snapdragon 845 is still a fast chip that is not being taxed by the apps that are currently available for Android. So if you have a Note 9 with, say, 8 gigs of RAM, then you're going to be golden for quite some time. And you might not want to make the financial commitment to buying the Note 10 if you already have the Note 9 or even the Note 8. But let me know what you think down in the comments. Do you think that the Note 10 is going to be another great leap forward for the Note series as we've seen in the past few years? Or is this going to be kind of I find myself less excited about the Note 10 than I thought I would be a couple of months ago. Let's discuss down in the comments below, and maybe even talk about what will be the best phone of 2019. We've already seen some really good phones come out. The S10 and S10 Plus were really impressive, and I really liked those phones. The OnePlus phone is out. I wasn't as big a fan of that phone as I think a lot of people are, but it does have some features over and above what it looks like the Note 10 is going to have. Whether or not missing out on a few key features will hold it back from that number one spot is still up for debate. We can have that discussion. If this was your first time here and you want to come on back again, well, you can do that by hitting the like button and the subscribe button and the bell notification icon that will allow you to know when more videos of the Painfully Honest ilk are coming out. And if you've been here before, thank you ever so much for coming back again. It means the world to me that you guys are doing that. And if you're interested in maybe helping out the channel even more and getting a little bit more value out of what your Painfully Honest tech experience is, then I've got a Patreon at patreon.com/painfullyhonesttech, where there are going to be vlogs and uploads of different kinds, as well as a Discord server, access to podcast episodes that are no longer available on YouTube. There's a lot of value that's going on with the Patreon. If you have a couple of bucks, then maybe go over and help out the cause. That would be great. Once again, my name is Jason, sometimes known as the JTL. This is Painfully Honest Tech. Tech so honest it hurts. Until the next time, I'm out.